You guys ever watch a movie and wonder why a certain property didn't start telling the story the way that that story was already doing? Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Prior to the announcement and now them actually doing it of the new arc following the Granola arc, which will be focused on Goten and Trunks, and it will be events before Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So this arc so far, I think 2 chapters in, I not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not gonna vote up a front. I actually really, 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 really enjoyed it and am enjoying this quite a bit actually. I do enjoy this sort of slice of life feel with a little bit of an action comedy vibe to it because that's originally what Dragon Ball was based on. Was really just that. Like you would get like this adventure story and then you get an action comedy as well. And then obviously when you got into Dragon Ball Z, the slice of life stuff kind of came in, and I think in Dragon Ball Super they really took in the slice of life a little bit more. Um, that being said, I remember when they announced Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and that was going to be different, and it was not going to have Goku or Vegeta as focal points. I remember thinking, I'm like, they're gonna make a movie about my boy Gohan. Little did I expect they were going to focus on Piccolo as well, which I was pleasantly surprised to see, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. With this, they decided to finally do something in the manga that a lot of people, including me, have wanted to see for a while, and that's a story on Trunks and Goten. And not only is it a story about Trunks and Goten, but they're not kids anymore. And what I mean by kids is I mean they're not pipsqueaks. They're actually bigger. They have actually grown up a bit. It's not like in the sense where they're like, yeah, they've grown up, but they have not changed height. They have not changed appearance basically at all. But now they have, and Goten's looking more like End of Z look, and so is Trunks, and it looks so far really good. Goten's giving off a lot of mad OG Dragon Ball Goku vibes, and Trunks is obviously the more like stereotypical protagonist you would see in like Western media, which is not a bad thing. It sort of works in a way to give you this comic book feel because a lot of comic book stories, especially like stories of like Spider-Man or like the younger superheroes, they really focus on that slice of life element mixed in with the being superheroes. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with this Goten and Trunks story because they have their alter egos, the Saiyaman X1 and Great Saiyaman X2, I think that's what it is. And what I also really like about it is it does not detract. I mean, I don't personally enjoy the how the costumes look, but it does not detract from the main plot of them just living their lives and trying to keep their identity a secret, but also they are Saiyans, and so they have an immense amount of power within them, and they don't or haven't at least yet fused. And it has been shown, and it is going to be, I believe. Well, it is. It is. I don't think they outright said it, unless I'm dumb and I forgot. But this is basically a prelude to Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So you see Dr. Hedo there at the beginning of the arc, and you see Trunks fight people that Dr. Hedo has made that we saw in the movie when he was getting captured and he went to prison for. We saw that he was making these people, these zombified, almost like androids. And they're there in the manga, and they're being fought by Trunks and Goten and the Great Saiyaman, their Great Saiyaman alter egos. And it really does also give me vibes of like Dragon Ball Z when Goku died and Gohan, there was like a period of peace where Gohan grew up and then he went to high school and he became the Great Saiyaman. This is giving me the same vibes, and I don't hate it. And I know there's a lot of people that if you rewatch Dragon Ball Z, that actual period where Gohan became Great Saiyaman, as cringy as maybe it was for him to be that character, it fit for his character, but it not only that, it was actually like a story plot line that a lot of people, especially here in the Western media, Western side of things, enjoyed a lot. For me personally, I remember there was a lot of people that were like, I don't really like that part of Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't feel like it fits in, and it's just weird. It feels like a hard reset from what you're used to. But like for me, it felt like Super Dragon Ball, and it felt like more of a modern Dragon Ball take with Gohan as the lead, which I did not hate. In fact, I loved, and so far I'm very much enjoying this as well, and I like that they can build it up into a bigger thing, which We'll see if they retell completely the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, or if they do a bigger climactic thing and then say that then leads into the bigger movie. However, with all of what I just said being said, there's one X factor that I don't mention. Even though this is, like I said, a prelude to Dragon Ball Super superhero, we know the two main characters of Dragon Ball Super superhero, Piccolo and Gohan. So, I know that Toyotaro drew an extra image of Gohan with Icarus. And that image is absolutely stunning. And it's an image that's like in my brain. And I can't stop thinking about it because I instantly, all that happens when I think about it is Gohan is training. And we may not see it, but hopefully we do. I'm hoping that Toyotaro puts it in there into a manga chapter, something that he's training. And we see a little glimpse of it so that we get a little bit of an explanation for the beast that's inside that's gonna awaken eventually. Obviously, I still have my theory about what the beast actually really is, aside from just being the rage boost that Gohan always gets. I feel like it's also mixed in with the Kais, and I feel like those have that energy that happened when he trained with them, kind of has to do with it a little bit. I mean, it would explain the gray, silvery hair, just like Ultra Instinct. But either way, that's a completely different tangent. To wrap it all up, I basically am just here to let you guys know I'm loving this new arc, and I am enjoying it, and I can't wait to see where Dragon Ball goes after this. And I'm just waiting for them to bring back the anime. I think we're at a good point now with the fandom where the anime should actually come back. I personally just think it should. I think we're far enough where they could add or do things with the past two arcs that we saw, the Moro and the Granola arc. I feel like they can do it correctly by not doing it weekly. Like, I know that they're gonna be doing it that way because that's just how Toei likes to produce their anime. But ask One Piece fans how much they like the quality of an anime being weekly versus you see anime being done now seasonally. I think that's the route they have to go. I think that's the thing they have to start pivoting towards to Dragon Ball, because I think that will make them in the long term a lot more money. I mean, look at what happened with Bleach. They took a long break and they came back with a lot of fire. And so I'm hoping that's the same case here with Dragon Ball, because there's still a lot of story to tell on the animated side of things. But if you're a manga reader, let me know. I don't know. Are you guys hating on this new arc? Is it a completely different change of pace from all the action that we've seen before, and you're not really a huge fan of it? Even though the action is there, it's just different. You guys let me know. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. I don't know if you guys want to see me do more videos on Dragon Ball. I used to do manga chapter reviews as much as I could on Dragon Ball, but I kind of felt like they were pretty well seen. But if I get enough likes on this video, then I will continue it again, and maybe I'll review the Moro arc in full and then the Granola arc in full, and do weekly chapter reviews or insights for the Dragon Ball Super manga. But as of now, I'm just going to leave it at that, and see you guys in the next video.